So she's going to give us an update, and then we have some printouts, but we'll uncover the other ones for tonight, of what we can look towards as we move into this Aquarian age. It's a very powerful time. It's never appeared before on Earth. Okay, hit it now.
So what I'm going to share a little bit with you about is called the universal cycle for the month of September this year, 2012. We have the number 9 at play. The number 9 is the most intense number. It represents completion, clearing, and in some cases death. But what is dying and what has the opportunity to be released is our old self, the shadow side, and the emotional enslavement of the past. This may come from your childhood, it may come from your karmic generational lines. And it is a time of powerful liberation, similar to the analogy of the phoenix rising from the ashes. The old must die and be released so the new great spirit can emerge to participate in the Aquarian age transition. Now, a lot of the world is not sitting at Golden Bridge or a place similar to that, so we'll be seeing in the headlines some messy things. It's very important for us, those of us who have been blessed, to be in this space, to be a part of this group psyche, to pull together in prayer. Similar to how the lotus flower sits on the pond, and the pond is mucky and full of salamanders and lizards and all kinds of creepy stuff. However, that lotus flower sits above, pure and white, emitting such a beautiful fragrance to the world. We in our prayer space, through the mantras, through our presence, through the radiance of our arc line, can emit that purity, that white light energy, so all can find their way. Those who do this in this time, Yogi Bhajan says, will be blessed and remembered forever. So know that no matter what anything looks like, within yourself, within your personal consciousness, and within the collective group psyche that is so powerful, you can release what you have to release, and through your prayerful presence, you are creating a blessing for all of humanity.
Thank you, Ms. Nadia. Perfect. You're getting better and better as a public speaker. She really is. It's coming quite nicely along. It's pretty overwhelming, and if we ever think how much longer can we keep going like this, traveling and having this Golden Bridge now opening in Santa Monica, New York, and maybe some other places. And I'm not the one that has to bear the brunt of the dollars and cents and the bookkeeping and the inventory and the taxes. And I mean, this is like a business, you know. It isn't like, oh, isn't it cute, let's have a yoga center. You have to do all that stuff because the government considers it as a real business. And so that's going to shove it. And he works so hard behind the computer, and you know, he has to do a lot of that stuff. And I don't know if I got blessed because I don't have a brain that can do it, or if I'm losing out on some valuable karma that I could burn. I haven't figured that out yet. I'm almost 70, so I'm going to let it rest like it is. And then our board also with us is Wa, who's got here this morning, our daughter. And she's 28 now, and really delving into the business and delving into the teaching and delving into the commitment of Golden Bridge. So after this morning of 250 and 300 people that were sitting here doing the Long Ek Ong Kars for 2.5 hours, an 11-minute chant and everything in the job sheet, I said to Guru Shabbat this morning, I said, well, if you ever have questions of this is too much, or how long are we going to keep doing this, it was answered very solidly to me this morning, you know, for what we did to help ourselves and to help the world, and just to carry on a legacy of this divine Yogi Bhajan. So I'm so glad that you're all here. when I finished the 2.5 hours, I went upstairs and I was going to do a lot of things, but my body said, no, just take a rest. So I slept for about an hour. And in that hour's time, I think that Yogi Bhajan came to me, and it's seldom that he does, so I'm not telling you little airy-fairy things, but what I realized, whether he came or not, I'm not sure. Take it a little bit faster now. I'm going to have you straighten the elbows in a little bit, but don't straighten them now. Let the elbows bend so you can get the whole spine and get the chin up. I realized what was it like in 1969 when he came to America? What was I like? What was the pulse of the youth? Because that's mostly who he was teaching. From the time I was born in the early 40s to 1969, no one had really come out from the cocoon to become a butterfly or possibility of human consciousness. Keep going. We were toying and on a break of psychology. We were toying on a break that we could possibly change, but we were still victimized, totally victimized by our past, by circumstantial situations with wars, and so much that goes on. It wasn't really till he came that he said, you have the power to change, you have the power to heal yourself, within yourself, and me within me. It was so refreshing. It was what all of us were looking for, all the young people that look towards the inside for healing, look towards the inside for rewriting your destiny, not waiting for outside, because everything on the outside at that time was an extreme lie. The parents were lying, not that they were bad people, they just didn't know. They were giving us things we must do in order to be happy, which was not true. Get an education, make a amount of money, get married at a certain age and have X amount of kids. For them, that was so you can join a leisure bill when you're 55 years old. And that was pretty much the deal, and go to church. So that was it, you know, and believe in a God. Of course, on the outside of you, never could you say how beautiful you were and that you knew, because you knew on the inside of you. Intuition was never discussed. Inner wisdom was never discussed. It was all on the outside, our value, all on the outside, happiness. And when he came, he said, yes, it's on the inside. And that began a whole road for thousands of people all over the world. But not only did he give us hope, he gave us a technology. He gave us a way to get back to ourselves, of which we call Kundalini yoga and meditation. It's a science. Keep going. And if you remember back at that time, well, some of you weren't even born, but our big thing was going to the moon. Why? To beat the Russians. Our big thing was going to outer space. Why? For a country's self-acclaim, for the victory that we were first. There was such separation, and nobody thought of, do I have this galaxy on the inside of me? It was, again, outside, 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 outside. Everything was on the outside of us. And then this beautiful soul came to the planet and said, no, it's all within you. You go, what? What's he talking about? Sit and close your eyes. Get up before the sun comes up. And he started giving us one by one the technology. Wear white clothes, will attract white light. Don't harm anything, don't eat animals. Let them have their consciousness also. He said alcohol shuts your pituitary gland down. Your pituitary is your wisdom. It's your inroad. It's your inroad to consciousness. It's your inroad to happiness. I'm sorry to tell you, little hippies, no more drugs either. Because they'll shut you down. There was a window that they were perfect for, but now the window in the door is closed. You got to see the light, you got to see God. Now let's start seeing it through your own breath. Here is a master that we can't even imagine. I read today's calendar. We put out a calendar every year, and it said, my only prayer is that I want you all to become more happy, Pray you become more happy. Pray you become more whole. That's why I came. Really simple. Wanted no self-acclaim, no awards, no big la la la. He said, if you are 10 times more conscious than I am, then I've done my job. We're going to go through a beautiful healing Kriya and meditation that he gave us in 1985 in Barcelona. He would gather with the chiropractors, the acupuncturists, the medical doctors, and anybody else who wanted to come. And that year was in Barcelona. And he taught them healing modalities. He taught them what they could do to get improvement. It was also very, very funny. Told good funny jokes. We never understood what was happening with Punjabi, but he laughed so much tears would go down his eyes, his face, and he'd tell it over and over again. And we always laughed too, because he was laughing. We didn't know what this was actually laughing about. I remember one time he loved to cook, and he was a great cook. He would go in the kitchen and there was no food to cook. And so he just put anything together. He found some fruits and vegetables, he put this and that, he made the best sabzi curry in the world, and then he threw a bunch of coffee beans in it. Hard coffee beans, but it was very tasty. So we're sitting there eating curry, Indian food, and chewing through coffee beans. He must have all that quite high on that one. Probably tonight now, Hari will tell us some stories about Yogi Bhajan too. I don't even see anybody in this room. Maybe there's 3 or 4 of us that actually, maybe more, that were in his presence to get the energy of what it is like. Kind of like those people that you love, you think they're going to be there forever, and then one day they're not in your body anymore, and they're a memory. And if that's your case, if it's somebody you love or somebody you need to work stuff out, let today be the day you pick up the phone and call them, or see them, or if they've left, to give them good prayers and thoughts and healing for yourself and you.